kind of funny. Anyways, let's hop into the stage list and let's start this off with Space Colony Arc Act 1. Let's go in with our Doom Wings, because why not? It's been a bit since we've actually played Shadow Gens, so hopefully we generally remember the controls. I want to see if I can nail this one particular, yes, this little secret pathway that you can take right at the start, which I absolutely love that they have here. But yeah, it's been a good bit since we last actually played Shadow Generations. Oh, there was another pathway I could have taken across there actually, that's fine. Or Generations in general, honestly, so I'm pretty excited to hop back in and play through some of these levels again. Such a fun game. And, you know, of course, Space Colony Arc kind of feels like the best possible way to start off. Let me see if we can nail this. Boop. There we go. And shaboost. Shaboost. Yes. Chaos Control right in the nick of time. Boop. Let's activate Chaos Control again. And can we slip right in through there? There we go. There we go. Boop. Boop. And boop. And boom. Boop. And we upside down. Save the Chaos Control for a few more seconds, like right here. Okay, actually we really didn't even need it here at all, because I messed up the timing. But you know, hey, that's fine, that's fine. Chaos Control. Nice. And of course now we gotta take on this massive missile. Rocket. Less of a missile, I guess more of a rocket. And we just gotta mash square. Shaboom. There we go. I really love, by the way, these little cinematic QTEs that they inserted inside of the levels. Like, they're so cool. And it really does give you a few seconds to breathe while also just making the entire level. What was that? While making the entire level just feel. Oh, nice. Special little secret pathway with Chaos Control over there. Liking that. Shaboom, shaboom. And then another secret pathway you can take instead of going the traditional way. We skipped a good portion of the level just now. Boom, boom, boom. Shaboop. And boop. And boing, boingity, 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 boingity. Boingity, boingity, boop, boop, boop. Shaboop. And now for our, oh, not yet, not just yet, almost our segue. That was a weird noise the controller just made. Anyways, no, but I love those cinematic QTE-ish kind of moments that they added in. I really hope in the next mainline Sonic game we get more of those. You can really see the folks at Sonic team are experimenting with this game and really just refining the boost level designs and the different concepts and ideas, like these really weird trippy kind of sections, and getting all the rails and everything and the physics to work really nicely, like, you know, so you can like grind sideways and upside down and do all these crazy turns and everything really seamlessly. And of course all, like, you know, running along the side of these buildings in this particular way. And of course they really refined and did some awesome stuff with those cool QTE kind of sections. It'll be so sick if they bring those back. Okay, I was trying to take the rail, but then I realized I don't think I'm planning it out well enough, and I didn't time it well, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna die if I do that. But, you know, those cool QTE sections, oh man, that'll be so cool if they implement that in the next game. Sonic just stopping for a second and just doing something insanely hard. I am absolutely down for that. Shaboop and boop. cinematic all of these acts and levels feel. So much fun. They really do just add to like the intensity of the level too. And mind you, all of Shadow's levels are supposed to feel like super intense because, you know, it's Shadow. But also, the stuff you gotta do is, you know, kinda more urgent-ish, I suppose. Gotta stop Black Doom and whatever he's really doing. We'll obviously get a lot more into that when, of course, I timed it badly. Technically, this is where you're supposed to use Chaos Control. So for what it's worth, it was just me messing up the timing. But I could have avoided all of that if I had just used Chaos Control, to be honest. Whoop. Nope, there we go. No, thank God. Thank God I saved myself at the last possible second. And up we go, and homing attack, boom. Well, I guess technically speaking, it's not really a homing attack. That's technically well, what is that move really? I was gonna say that's technically Chaos Control, because you know that's what Shadow normally uses to teleport. But is it really though, or is his Chaos Control just a slow motion? Or is it, or are both of them Chaos Control? I'm not super sure what the exact terminology each of them would have. Chaos Control is definitely what he uses to slow things down. That's what he screams, well not screams. He always, you know, always says that right before he does the whole slowdown thing. But I think he just can teleport. I think he could just teleport. That's not even a homing attack. It's just him being able to teleport because, I don't know, I think he's just that guy. Can we, no, this is technically where we're supposed to use, whoa, the, what do you call it, the, Doom Wings, but I don't have enough rings. Now I do though. Let's go. Invincibility. Actually, no, you don't have invincibility. Do you have invincibility with the Doom Wings? I actually don't remember. I imagine you probably do, given that they kind of function like, what do you call them? Like Supersonic does, but it's also not really Supersonic. I think you basically have invincibility though. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't feel like getting hit right now. I think I got hit earlier, to be honest, and it didn't cause any damage, so I think you're invincible with the Doom Wings. Who knows, though? Oh, nothing new. No new ranks, rewards. I guess not. Alright. Let's go do some Kingdom Valley. Good old Kingdom Valley. Shaboop. And we're off. Well, I guess not technically then Shadow can homing attack, right? Because he just did. Like, that's a homing attack, yeah. So I guess he can just do both. Yeah, for the enemies he seems to teleport, and I'm only now realizing this. For the enemies he seems to teleport, but for all the other stuff, like, you know, going from a bouncer to a bouncer or something, he's just using his homing attack. Huh. Interesting. But then if he can homing attack, why use the teleportation? Or if he can teleport, why waste time with the homing attack? Questions, questions, questions. Unless the teleportation is still Chaos Control. I don't know. I can't remember. He can do all that stuff, essentially. And he can glide on water. Shaboop. I love how this basically functions like a snowboard almost. Man, but I am really excited though to see what they implement in the new, the next, you know, main Sonic game. this time, given that they already have a lot of the groundwork for, what do you call it, for the game itself, you know, because Frontiers kind of set the main gameplay systems and the physics and the movement and everything, and then, you know, Shadow Generations, I imagine, will probably be used as a reference for, you know, more of the physics and stuff like that. Oh, I know this guy's starting to annoy me. There we go. Into the air. Let me get that real quickly. Thank you very much. Nice. But yeah, no, basically all the groundwork, physics, movement, and everything, and level design stuff was kind of set up pretty well in Frontiers as it is, and then it was just refined even more in Shadow Generations, so I have a feeling, you know, it's probably going to be the standard 4 to 5 year development cycle for the next mainline Sonic game. And you know, I kind of talked about this in my speculation video slash, what do you call it, channel updates video, back when, you know, back at the start of the year. But it, you know, stands to reason that next year will probably, 2027 will probably end up being when we get the next main Sonic game, especially given that I think the movie is coming out in, the new movie is coming out in 2027 as well, in April, so there's a lot of really, like, perfect, synergy they could pull there, especially given that we know Metal Sonic and Amy are going to be the main big characters in the Sonic, movie 4, and, you know, depending on how things go and how much they want to synergize, maybe Metal Sonic and Amy have big roles in the next main Sonic game. I imagine they're going to probably try to sync it up a little bit. They usually, like, you know, that's why they kind of released Shadow Generations to sync up with, you know, Sonic Movie 3 and everything, because Shadow, so they may try to do something similar there. Who knows? It would be perfect. It would be perfect if they did that, but I'm also just excited for whatever they choose to do. But I feel like that's probably when the next main Sonic game is coming. So, you know, this year is probably going to be another, you know, remaster or remake, or maybe even a smaller Sonic game. I don't know if we'll get a new Sonic game though. I mean, it could be a new game, like how we got, what is it, Superstars the year after Frontiers, which was insane, by the way. Hold on, anything special? No, alright, you know, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But yeah, no, it's like, kinda like how we got, there we go, Superstars the year after Frontiers came out, which, yeah, was legitimately insane. So I feel like they could do, you know, a smaller, maybe another smaller 2D game or something if they wanted to. I'd be absolutely down with that if that was, you know, their plan for this year. But also, I'll settle for any remaster or remake. I am down with that. Especially because there's so many Sonic games trapped on older consoles. It is insanity. And, like, there's a lot of potential for those remasters. One, I keep saying, I've said this multiple times, I'm gonna keep praying to every single god that we get a Sonic Lost World remaster, because y'all, I need to play Sonic Lost World. I've been wanting to play Sonic Lost World for almost a decade now, but not that many people had the Wii U, including me. I didn't really own a Wii U at all. In fact, I truthfully barely really owned any Nintendo systems outside of my DS. I was mainly a PlayStation guy, so I never got a chance to try Sonic Lost World, and like everything from, I've said it a million times now, whoa, the colors, the vibes, the satisfied for this year. Though again, there's so many game options. What is there? There's also the rush games. I am so down if they're like, you know what we should do? We should do a rush collection. Do it, do it. The Sonic Rush games are trapped on the DS, and I played those games like crazy when I was younger. And even now, every now and then I'll still go back to them because they're really, really fun. But those are some fantastic games, and it is kind of a shame they're just stuck on the DS. So hopefully we get those in a collection at some point. Honestly, if they really want to, they could throw in Sonic Colors DS as well, because that game kind of functioned like the quote-unquote third Sonic Rush game, given that it basically it doesn't play exactly like how Sonic Colors, does on all the other consoles. It plays way more like a Sonic Rush game. Uses a lot of the elements, the boost adds in a trick system. Oh, nice, best rings, nice. And really just feels like Sonic Rush Adventure taken to the next level almost. Let's do one more set of stages and then I think we'll call it a quits. Let's do Chaos Island or Sunset Heights. Honestly, I really like both of these. Or, technically Radical Highway, but I don't want to do Radical Highway right now. Let's go do Chaos Island. Why not? But yeah, no, Sonic Colors on the DS really does just feel like Sonic Rush 3 for all intents and purposes, which is not a bad thing. But I really do hope maybe I'm more than cool if they just are like, you know what, let's add that game in, because it's essentially the third one in the collection, and that way, most collections tend to have 3 games in it, at least. Though I guess some can have 2, but 3 is that nice magic number. So again, no complaints from me if they add Rush and Adventure and Colors DS in there. It'd be also really awesome if they do like a Sonic Advance collection, because there's 3 Sonic Advance games, and those games are currently really just trapped on the Nintendo GameCube, the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Jesus Christ. No, they're mainly just trapped on the Game Boy Advance because that's the games they were made for. Sonic Advance, Game Boy Advance. That's always such a curious naming convention. How some games will just name themselves after the console they're coming out on because nope, I did that wrong. I did that terribly wrong. I can never get that part right. Don't know why. But anyways, I'm not gonna skip those guys. I'll skip over those guys. But yeah, it's currently really just stuck on the Game Boy Advance, which kind of sucks. A lot of folks had the Game Boy Advance. Make no mistake about it. I'm not one of those folks. I never had a Game Boy Advance, sadly. But it would be awesome if, they port those to, like, modern consoles and everything as well, so everybody can just play them. Because, again, those games also looked really fun. It kind of gave, its own particular spin on modern Sonic in 2D with the grind rails and all that kind of stuff. But it looked really fun. I'm trying to I loused it up. No, I didn't. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice. Little secret pathway. Less of a secret pathway, just a different way to go, but you get the point. Whoa, let me see if I can do